America's largest and oldest youth mentoring agency has been serving youth in Polk County since it first started in 1970. Their vision is that every child achieves success, and with the professional support of the agency, they make a real impact in the lives of youth. The story of the nonprofit is coming up on Polk Place. Welcome to Polk Place. I'm your host, Jeremy Morady, and with me today is Jay Franks, the Polk County Regional Director for Big Brothers Big Sisters of Tampa Bay.
How you doing?
And next is Suzanne Lindsay, who is a big sister with Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Tampa Bay. And Ruth Weaver, who's also a big sister with Big Brothers Big Sisters in Tampa Bay. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for coming here. Sure do appreciate having you.
Thank you.
Well, here to talk to you a bit today. I know a lot of folks out there know a little bit about Big Brothers Big Sisters. It's been around for so long, but I'd like you to tell us a little bit about kind of what you guys do, how it got started a little bit, and kind of what that presence has been like in Polk County and really the Tampa Bay region in general, because it's so big and so vast.
It is. Big Brothers Big Sisters of Tampa Bay is actually one of the largest agencies in the country. There's more than 300 Big Brothers Big Sisters serving all 50 states and 13 other countries. And we got started 112 years ago with Ernest Coulter, who was a clerk of court. And he saw firsthand what was happening with young people in the justice system, and like our big sisters here, decided to actually do something to impact the lives of youth. And that program started here in Polk County as Big Sisters originally in 1970, and later became Big Brothers Big Sisters and joined with the Tampa Bay agency, which now covers 7 counties. That's Polk, Hillsborough, Pinellas, Citrus, Hernando, Sumter, and Hernando counties.
Wow, that's a big coverage area right there.
It is. We currently serve about 3,000 matches, so that's 6,000 bigs and littles, and then of course there's the families and the classmates and everybody else that's touched by the amazing work they do.
Well, can you tell us a little bit about what the Big Brothers and Big Sisters do with their partners there?
Sure. We have 2 core programs. One is site-based, and that's where our big sisters or big brothers go into a school or an after-school program like a Boys and Girls Club, and that's 1 hour a week with a minimum commitment of 1 school year. And in that hour, we ask them to do something academic, so reading or homework, but they can also do something fun like playing a board game, which is fun and games, but it also includes counting, reading, following instructions, allows them to really develop a good bond and invest their time. Okay. With our community-based program, it's 8 to 12 hours a month, which is usually 2 to 3 outings. And in that program, our bigs are picking up their little brother or little sister from their home and then going out and doing something fun. Like we have a special partnership with Bach Tower. They can go there for free if they're big with their little anytime. Auburndale Speedway gives us great passes. They just had a drift racing where our matches got to go for free. And we asked for a 15-month minimum commitment in that program. But the really special part about Big Brothers Big Sisters is that it's one-on-one mentoring, so it's 1 big and 1 little, but they also get professional support from our agency. Okay. So they have one of our staff members who works with them, their little, and their little's family to overcome any challenges, let them know about different events and activities, but most importantly, to make sure that that mentoring experience is impactful and that all of our bigs are empowered to be successful.
When you talk about working through those challenges, what are some of the things that you're talking about there?
Our program is open to kids facing all kinds of challenges. I'm a former little brother myself. And my father passed away from cancer, unfortunately, and I didn't live in a particularly rough part of town, wasn't getting in trouble in school, but having a positive male role model made a real difference in my life. We do have a lot of kids who are living below the poverty line, single parent families, living with grandparents or other relatives. We also have a special program for military families. Okay. So there's no typical little that's in our program, but they are facing some of the classic things that come with low income schools that aren't performing at standard and those sorts of issues.
All right, so it's not just an academic type of challenge, it can also be a social type of situation.
Absolutely. We have some kids that maybe bullying is the issue, or they may have some sort of physical or developmental disability that's a challenge for them. They may have lost a parent. So there's a whole list of things that we categorize as adversity when we look at the challenges that young people face.
Well, I know Suzanne and Ruth here, came in to talk to us a little bit today as well, and I'd like to hear from you guys on kind of how you got started and some of your stories. Suzanne, would you like to start?
Oh, sure, yes. About 3 years ago, I was matched with my little sister Andrea. She just moved here from Texas and just had lost her mother, had passed away. So she was moving to a new town, starting new school, and just that alone is just so tough. And of course, losing her mother was so sad. She was very sad, very angry. And actually our biggest challenge for her was just getting up and going to school. I mean, that was the big challenge. She just had such a tough time, and grieving is just part of the process, unfortunately. And now she's a freshman in high school. She's active in band. She has all A's and B's, and it's been really a wonderful relationship.
How'd you come to find the Big Brothers Big Sisters?
They were kind of resurrecting in Polk County, and a young person that had just started as a I'm not sure what her title was, like some kind of a development person, came and spoke to a group I was with, and I happened to have the time and energy and interest, and said, I can do this.
So what are some of the things you've been able to get out and do with your little?
Our favorite spot is going out to Circle B Bar Reserve. That is one of our favorite places. I volunteer out there, so she comes along and volunteers with me. And
that's a wonderful
just
place.
Love nature and just get dirty, nice and dirty.
Plenty of places to do that out there. Well, Ruth, how about you?
I started with Big Brothers and Big Sisters 10 years ago. The company that I worked for, one of the guys on my team was a big brother. So the company that I worked for, they paid you to go play with a kid for an hour. So I thought, wow, this is good.
There's a nice perk.
Yeah. So my first one, it was school-based, Isabella. And I went through, and then I went community-based, and she just got married a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
Went to the wedding, so I'm still in her life. But then I had several other littles, school-based, and I kept having fifth graders because I thought, well, I'm going to retire, and but I retired, and then I thought, well, I could just go to the local school and be there, So I had one girl that I had for 3 years, and then she moved away, and now I have Alexis, which I've had for 2 years. But one of the best things that I saw is I was waiting by the cafeteria for Alexis to come in, and this little boy comes up to me and he looks at me and he said, "Who are you waiting for?" I said, "I'm waiting for Alexis. I'm her big sister." And he looks at me, frowns, and he says, "You're too old to be a big sister." So I feel like it's my kid fix, because kids are wonderful. And if you can help a child get ahead in the world, then as you're older, you need to give back.
Well, with the school-based, what were some of the things that you did with the children there?
We have a great big box of games and stuff, but also reading. We read books, and then she went and took the test in the library, and talked about, you need to get an education, you need to study. She tells me what she gets in her grades, and if she gets A's, she gets $1.
Okay.
She got a couple of A's, a B, some C's, and a D. So we talked about the D, and of course we congratulated her on the A's. So it's just to really make sure that these kids know that they have to get an education to survive.
Okay. In this, and I'll put this to both of you, What have you found has been the greatest sense of accomplishment that that you've seen in your years with the agency?
Seeing Isabella graduate on the honor roll and getting a full scholarship.
Wow.
And just doing well in school, showing up, going to school, doing well, being involved in band, being happy.
Mm-hmm.
That's really indicative of the impact that this program continues to have on a day-to-day basis. That 97% of our littles have no contact with the juvenile justice system, and 99% see an improvement in their grades. And one of the really interesting things that we found is that even after that, with just a year, we see that the kids who are making A's and B's on their grades raises from 19% to about 39%. So it's a huge impact, and the academic performance is a good indicator, but our mentors do a lot more than just help with grades and reading and math and whatnot. Just like adults, if we have something that's going on in our personal life, it's going to affect our work life.
Sure.
And with kids, you know, if they are stressed out at home or they're dealing with challenges that they don't know how to overcome, having that guidance and that adult that just listens to them and offers positive re-encouragement is going to make them feel confident. And a kid who's confident can achieve just about anything. And it really is one of those things that when we talk about it takes a village to raise a child, you know, this is part of that village. I like to call it the Big Brothers Big Sisters family. You know, we asked for that year or 15 months to start off with, but as you can see, Ruth, one of our big sisters of the year. We have Brian Reeves, who's a big brother at Elbert Elementary right now, and he's the volunteer of the year for that school. And his little brother has had this not only complete turnaround in his academic performance as well as his behavior. Now he's reading to the kindergartners at his school. So in some ways, his little brother has become a mentor and is really being a good example for other students.
Emulating that same.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and I think that's how we change communities. It's one big and one little. But then it's the family members and the classmates and the people in the community who are also touched by the work that they're doing.
So if somebody's wanting to get involved on either the community-based or the site-based, is there a difference in your need? Are you needing one more than the other, or?
We need bigs in both programs, and it really depends on what your time availability is. For some folks, if you have that time off during the day, whether it's because you have a flexible schedule or you don't have, or you get that time off that you can, and you're close to one of our site-based locations, it's great because you always know exactly where you're going to go, and it's very routine. If you like the opportunity to go out and explore Polk County or go to Rays games and Bucks games that we get free tickets for and all the other attractions, then you know the community base is a better fit for you. The summer is an important time for us, kids being out of school.
A lot of downtime.
Yeah,
Yep.
you know, we want to make sure that they have bigs who are there and can do things with them. But also when we look at getting ready for the 2016-2017 school year, we're going to be enrolling a lot more new littles, and we want to make sure that we can match them with bigs. Right now we have 120 littles on our wait list, and one of my goals is to reduce that wait list as much as we can going into the new school year. So that way we can really start from a strong place and getting more people involved.
Well, I know we had talked a little bit before about your partnership with both the Rays and the Bucks. What is that partnership?
With the Rays and the Bucks, we get lots of free tickets, and we pass those right on to our matches. That's something that they work with their match support specialist, that professional on our staff, that communicates with the bigs and the littles to make sure that they're getting the resources that they need. But the Clearwater Aquarium, the Flying Tigers here in Lakeland, and we're always looking for more places. So there's big things like a football game, but then Pelican Snowballs over in Auburndale also does buy one, get one free. So there's lots of small things that we want to make that are available through Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Wonderful. If somebody's wanting to get involved, what all do they need to do?
It's a very easy process. Everything with us starts with either completing an application, which you can do online at bbstampabay.org, or you can attend one of our info sessions, which takes about an hour to 90 minutes depending on how big and how many questions. But with the application and the info session, it gives you a chance to learn lots more about us, to ask lots of questions, but it also gets the ball rolling on our child safety and volunteer safety. So we do a background check, fingerprinting, and screening at no cost. So our program is no cost to be enrolled in or to participate in at any time. And we also do a one-on-one interview. And in that one-on-one interview, we ask you lots of questions to understand more about your interest in being a mentor and what kind of activities you like to do. Because when we set you up in your match, it's not just you and the first of those 120 littles on our wait list. We look at where you live compared to each other, what sort of activities you like to do together, and that way we make a match. Hopefully there'll be a bond over shared interest in the kind of things that you do.
You guys are both going to enjoy what you do together.
Exactly. Some people get a little anxious about the idea of being a mentor, but I say this is really an arranged friendship. Usually with your friends you have some sort of mutual interest before you start off. You work in the same place, you go to the same school. With Big Brothers Big Sisters, we bring you together with the goal of providing you the support to have an impact in the life of a child. And it doesn't take any special skills, it just takes a little bit of heart and a little bit of time.
All right. Now, to go to one of your info sessions, do you guys have a schedule on your website?
We'll have a schedule on our website coming up soon,
Okay.
but you can always reach out through our website to fill out your application, and that'll trigger an email from us and a phone call as well.
Okay.
And you can always reach out to the office in Lakeland, and we also have an office in Hillsborough and Largo that you can call into and get the to get the updated calendar for those info sessions.
Sounds wonderful. Well, everyone, thank you so much for coming in. I sure do appreciate
you.
having you here.
Thank you.
The mission of Big Brothers Big Sisters is to provide children facing adversity with strong and enduring, professionally supported, one-to-one relationships that change their lives for the better, forever. Each of the Bigs and Littles works directly with a staff member to help empower them, which we do through guidance, events, activities, and connecting them to the Big Brothers Big Sisters family. Littles start off between 5 and 13 years old and can stay in the program until the age of 18 and face a variety of challenges, from being raised by single parents or needing some help in socializing or just needing a trusted adult friend. For more information on how you can make a difference in the life of a child in your community, give Big Brothers Big Sisters a call at 863-514-7556 or submit volunteer inquiries and applications through their website at www.bbbstampabay.org.